Hi everyone, it's Nat here. So I thought I'd get on and do just a little craft with me today because what I'm making is quite simple, so yeah, you might want to find something to do along while I'm doing what I do. Firstly, I have had fun today making a train of ruffles. So they're all my ruffles. So I've got to sit down afterwards and cut them apart and just trim any of the bits that are sticking off that I don't like, but I thought I will sit there and just do a whole heap. I had so much fun using the ruffles I made the other day in my Christmas journal, and I want to try and get another couple of Christmas journals done, and I usually just procrastinate so much and don't get things done, so I thought that's it, get in there and get it done. So I sat down last night and just ripped a whole lot of fabric up, the scraps from the stuff that I used for my Christmas journal that I put up yesterday. So yes, it's wonderful to have all of those done. So I'll fix them up afterwards. But I'd also like to make some scrappy embellishments, or clusters as they're known, with some of the scraps as well. Because usually I'm like just behind all the time and I can't seem to catch up because I haven't pre-made things. So I've really got to start making things en masse so that I have a whole heap. So as I said last night, I ripped a whole lot of fabric. So I ripped lots of thin strips for the ruffles, and then I ripped a whole lot of these square bits, just real roughly, for my scrappies. And I've got these buttons. They're real cheap ones, real cheap plastic ones, but they're good because they're nice and light and they're quite flat. So that's really good, you know, for your ruffles to sit a bit flatter in your journals and not bulk up too much. I also had found table runners in the second-hand shop, and I managed to get a green and a red one. So that's really great to use as well. And I do have, which I found afterwards, I've just got this little bit that I put on that pile, just some plain green and red fabric as well that I haven't ripped up yet. So I think I'll start by just ripping a few squares of that in case I'd like to use it. So I'll just grab my little fabric scissors that I've got here. So yes, I'll just do a little chop and then rip down. That way you get the frayed edges. And then you do the same along that way. This red fabric's not as easy as the others to rip, but it's good for the muscles. Sometimes it doesn't want to rip and you have to cut it a little bit more. Just cut that a bit more. So, and then I usually just sit down and pull off the really loose bits. Tidy them up a bit, which I'll do afterwards, but I just want a few of each of these. Now this was one of the edge bits that had been hemmed or whatever, so I thought that'd be cool to use in a scrappy embellishment. It doesn't bother me if it has these little imperfections. All of this material, the green and the red, came from the second-hand shop. And most of my Christmas materials were either second-hand, or a number of those came from the clearance bin after last Christmas at Spotlight. It's a good time to go and check the clearance bins, because then you get it all the nice fabric offcuts are cheap that way. So I hope you're all doing well. I've had a busy day today. I had take my son shopping for a bit this morning, and then sewed all the ruffles. Got out in the yard. I was going to do a whole lot out in the yard because it was nice and warm. And then as soon as you start going out there, all the clouds come over. Still hasn't rained yet though, but it looked like it was going to bucket down, so I didn't stay out there for long. I think it's meant to be a nicer day tomorrow, so I just bought some flowers, some seedlings to put in my raised garden beds that I just weeded the other day. It's very messy out there, got mile-high weeds, so sort of just go out and weed a little patch and then try and plant it up as I go. It's difficult to keep up with it sometimes because I have a bit of a bad back, so I can only do little bits here and there. But I get there in the end. Now I'm just neatening these up by pulling off the really long threads that are sticking out everywhere. That also frays it a little bit, which looks really cool. I don't need to tell most of you this because I'm sure most of you have made these, but there might be some newbies that haven't. So that'll just give me a couple more options of colours. Now I have already threaded my needle, so you don't have to watch me do that. I've just got this. My dad gave me this for something else. Sorry Dad, I'm using it for my crafting. I will use it for its intended purpose sometime very soon though. Yeah, so it's a nice strong thread, this one. Not that it really matters because you're going to stick them down anyway. I've just doubled it, just so you can see it a bit better, because I think it adds a nice embellishment sort of to the buttons and that. So now might start with just a green. So basically you just grab and see what you think and change around if you feel it needs it, and put them on a little unevenly. I go for like the different shapes too, so a smaller bit on top or whatever, don't mind that. And then what I've got to do is cut a few bits of this lace as well. What I bought, oh yeah I did, my big scissors. So what I might do is cut a strip of this, just rough. Got the oven heating up for some sweet potato chips to go with my beef that I bought today. So I thought while it's heating up, that gives me half an hour to sit and do a video. I've got my timer on just to let me know if I go over time. Alright, so what I might do is just snip a few bits of this off like that. They don't have to be neat at all, and they can be different sizes. See how much of a mess I can create. I work better in a mess. I find things more easy. That'll do. Getting a lot of use out of these table runners actually. I was watching someone the other day made something or other, and I asked her, were these table runners, and looked like it was exactly the same red table runner she had used. So there must be a few of them around. Alright, now I've just got to figure out which colour I'd like to put on top of that one. Don't mind the dark green. Quite like the red too. So I might do red. And then I've got some different coloured buttons here. I quite like the brighter one on top of that. So that'll do for that one. They're so easy. Oh, first pop I made the needle through. I thought that was going to be hard. So I just go up through the button, up through all the fabrics and then the button. I leave quite a long tail because I want to tie a knot to finish it off. So back down through this button hole there. Just pull that through like that. And then I just tie a double knot at the back there, if I can. This is where you'll be laughing at me, because whenever I have to do this on camera I make a mess of it. And I just put hand cream on too, which makes it even harder. Yep. I will get there. Next time I have to do something like this, I'll remind myself not to put hand cream on. It's one knot. It's a good start. It's a bit of a messy knot, that. There, that's better. So then you can just trim the little ends off. It's easier to tie the knots if you don't have it still attached to the needle, but I'm trying to get a few done. So there's a scrappy embellishment, and you can add as many layers or as little layers as you like. Get it a bit closer so you can see it a bit better. But I just think they look really cool with the Christmas fabrics. Put my needle there. So this time I might start with, I might use some of this. I like that with the green. I wouldn't mind some plain red with that one, I reckon. Maybe a bigger bit of red. That's not bigger. Got a smaller bit of this. That's not too bad. Sorry, bumping the camera. Now, if I offset that a bit. I get a bit particular with this, which isn't good. That's not too bad. And of course you can mix it up and use papers with your fabrics and that as well, which I was going to do, but then I'd end up with too much stuff here. I did bring some ribbon and all that as well, but so I have some gold and everything, but it might just be a bit much. I quite like it just with the fabrics, so I might just stick to the fabrics. Put some green on top of this one. Maybe that way. I might use one of my red buttons. I've got two different coloured reds, I think. One's a bit brighter, one's a bit darker. Oh yeah, that's the brighter one. I think I'll use a brighter one for this one. See if I can get it through first pop. No, I'm close. There we go. Jeez, it's pretty tight. I thought I'd be able to pull it through. Here we go. Now I can. Now I don't want my needle to unthread, although it's pretty easy to thread that one. Tie another knot. Slippery cotton, this one. It's not the tightest, but it doesn't matter because you do glue it down, so I'll chop that off. And I just neaten that up. Doesn't matter if it's not too neat, because you know, once you stick it down you don't really see it anyway. That's that one. Let's make one or two more and then I think, yes, you will have the gist, and then I can finish some more off afterwards. The oven will have heated up soon. Now, what colours do we want this time? They do look good with the plain green on the bottom. I like this one with candy canes. I haven't used that one yet. Maybe some red. Let me think. I should have made some bigger squares of the red. I can fix that. That's better. I think got red on that one. And then a green. I'll use a dark green button with this one. It's a good way of using up these buttons because they are a bit cheap and nasty, but they look really good for the Christmas bits. Now I've lost my needle. I know it's there somewhere. Hunt around for it. I'll just stick the needle through. I was close. Then put the button on it. It's away. Now hold on to the thread. Put it back through. take it off this time. So yes, I have to start some more journals today. I've got to paint some papers after. I'm going to make some purple paper. And I have to do a whole lot of tea dyeing, so I might try the tub method and get a whole lot of that started. Put it outside tomorrow. I do usually tie knots better. I swear it's the hand cream. Why do us women put beauty ahead of practicality? Yeah, I don't usually, but yeah, you don't need to see my hands all rough and wrinkled. Yeah. So that's that one. So I really like them. I was lucky to get these fabrics. They're beautiful fabrics. So I do have some more Christmas ones as well, which I must hunt out and do something with. I thought if I give myself too many options, I you know, it makes it harder sometimes. So I decided just to use about 4 or something of them for the 300 journals. I have to try my first little golden book journal to put these in. All right, let's start with some of this because some of these squares are pretty big. There's a nice big one to start with, and some of this. Someone on my Facebook group said it looks like the Bay City Rollers pants. Now they were a bit before my time, but so I had to look them up on the internet. I knew that they were a band, but I didn't know what their pants looked like, and she was so right. They look like Bay City Roller pants. It almost put me off using it from a Christmas journal actually, but I covered it up enough, and with the other patterns they look alright, so yeah, that's what friends are for. Now, I want to off-centre that a bit more. I don't like it. Need some more plainer. Don't mind that. And let's go some more of this candy cane stuff. It's not too bad. I think red on top of that to give it a bit more colour. And then I like putting green on top of the red. So, should we go one of the bright ones? Yeah, why not? See if I can get this through. Yes. Let's see if I can pull it through. It shouldn't be that hard. There, finally. Now do it the easy way and do it with the needle. I say easy and then I try doing it. On that whack, yeah. Dull. Can tell I'm not a seamstress. Much easier. I have to start collecting all my threads too to do, I don't know what you call them, the covers people make when they put mesh over all their threads and stuff. That one. So yes, I've made those. nice and colourful, which is cool. Now I should take some of these apart while I'm at it. Just show you one or two of them. I think I'm improving. I don't know, but I love them. I just do like big long ones, like, well, they're not real long. They start off long, but geez, they get short in a hurry. But yeah, and then just cut them to size when I use them, and then the offcuts I can use for putting on journaling cards or other little decorations and clusters and stuff. So some of them are a bit longer than others, but yeah, I've got to go through, take them all apart, and then some of them have some of the frayed bits that I don't really, you know, bits like this, I'll just cut them off afterwards as well. But someone mentioned that they wanted a few, so, and this someone has had a bit of a hard month with an injury, so I thought I will make a few extras to send off and hopefully brighten her day up for her. It's nice to be able to do that sometimes, so that's a nice long one, that one. But yeah, it's good doing it like that. I don't go back and forth either, because I figure they're going to be like stuck down, so you just don't want to pull on them much or else they will come undone. So but yeah, they'll go nicely with the on a page together. So I thought, yes, you know, I've been hoarding the fabric for a long time, but I thought best off probably using it all up and making this sort of thing, and what I don't use this year will be ready to go for next year, and that way when the clearance comes out after Christmas this year, I'll have room again to buy some more stuff, because if I don't use it, I won't have any room and I can't buy any more, and that would be a disaster. So yes, that's got all of them apart anyway, so I'll go through and check them all afterwards. So now I've created a nice mess, but it's a fun mess. But yes, if you haven't made scrappies before, all you newbies out there, make some scrappies. I suggest starting off with some Christmas ones because they are heaps of fun. I don't think you can stuff them up because you know, the fabrics are just so pretty and colourful that they look good no matter how you put them. So, and as I said, the cheap buttons don't look so bad on these. So I hope you're all having a great evening wherever you are, or day I should say, for people over in the States and that. It's evening here. I think it's about 8, just after 8 o'clock at night in South Australia. So take care everyone, and I will see you again soon. Bye.